Hi, I'm Barbara Niven, and with me in the studio today is Julie Renee. She's a Master Health Activator and is author of a new book that's just coming out called Your Divine Blueprint. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Now, you're also a good friend of mine, and I have to say that you've also been doing some activations on me, and it's been extraordinary, and that's why I can't wait to share her with you as well, because I am one of your testimonials, grateful to be.
You.
So tell us a little bit about your Divine Human Blueprint and what that means.
Well, the Divine Human Blueprint has been around since humankind, and we were born with this human blueprint. So the human blueprint itself begins with perception, which is the mental and the emotional, and then it goes into essence, which is what people have called spirit. Then from there to matter, and then to energy. And how those four pieces come together to create a dynamic human being.
So, okay, so what's different for me from what you're saying is that, yes, I've always known about mind, body, spirit, or whatever you want to put first, spirit, body, mind, or anything. And I feel like I've really been studying it and really trying to impact that and use that in my life, but it's not working. It's not working on all aspects. And that's where you say we've been missing the final piece. And what you brought out now is the missing piece of the puzzle.
Yes. Yeah, so we've been close. We've said spirit, mind, body, or body, mind, spirit. But in actuality, it's not just the mind, it's perception. It's both the emotional and the mental body. And so it has to do with this experience of what we perceive and how we use what we perceive, so that actually thoughts become things. Become things. Then the next step is essence, which people have called spirit, but it's really the essence of us that continues on, comes with us into this body, and then leaves after the body is no longer viable to live in. And then matter, which is all things physical, including the DNA, including everything about our physical body. And then energy, and this is one thing that people have often mistaken, which is they think that spirit and energy are the same thing. And that's just a straight out mistake. The program for energy comes from matter, from the DNA, and so that energy body is actually the last piece of the human blueprint.
And that's what we've been missing, you say.
Well, the whole kit and caboodle, the whole shebang, understanding it's the whole depth of the human blueprint. I think that anecdotally we've had pieces of the puzzle. We haven't seen the whole human blueprint, and so when you get a healing or you have a medical intervention, they're dealing with one anecdotal area. But what we do is activate the full blueprint, so the full human experience can be 100% healthy.
And that's what I love, because she is all about 100% healthy in every aspect of life. That means if one aspect, maybe you're going on all cylinders, maybe it's going great, but there's always something nagging at you that there could be more. I mean, I find that personally, and that's why I contacted you as well. So here's an experience, a personal experience that I had with you before the whole 100% healthy thing even came to existence with your book, because you were at the time writing your book. I am an actress, as you know, and I was on the set, and it was very emotional, very hard shoot, and I lost my voice, which as an actress is not good when you lose your voice. You have lines to say. And so I went through, on the set, I went through 2 rounds of antibiotics, and the Western medicine, my doctor just kept saying, take more antibiotics, and it's like a sinus infection, etc. And I had met you, and it wasn't getting better, and I still had to shoot, and so I called you in desperation. I was grabbing at straws, because it kind of made sense what you do, but I wasn't really a believer until I had you work on me, and you said, tell them what you said, where my infection actually was.
Well, the infection was in the vocal cords. It wasn't in the sinuses. It wasn't in the throat. It was actually in the vocal cords, and we were able to actually clear that in really 2 short sessions.
Yes. And I was able to go back and finish the movie because seriously, we had put off scenes because I had no voice. And there comes a point where you just kind of have to cancel the movie and go home if you can't speak. So I was really grateful, and from that time on, I became a true believer. And I've been giving testimonials to everybody I know, and that's why I'm so excited now at your next step with your divine human blueprint. So
thank you.
That's hard to say. Blueprint.
Blueprint. Your divine human blueprint.
Yes. We're all born with it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The blueprint exists. You know, you might find this fascinating. There are actually 42 unique human blueprints on the planet. So you can see them in the different types of bodies that are on the planet, different
really?
Ethnicities. So they have slight variations in the blueprint. The beautiful thing about the blueprint is it melds so beautifully together. So if one blueprint comes in, you know, like you have baby with a black person and a Native American person, you're going to have a beautiful blending. The blueprint works. It gets more beautiful the more blended we are.
That is actually, that's true. So tell them about your one day, because I had such a great experience. This was when you and I just worked on the phone because I was on the set out of town. And so now I have just signed up to come to you for a one-day session. Tell them a little bit about what that is.
Well, the one day for you is going to be extraordinary, and for each of you. The one day is flying in to work with me in my home, and I'm going to really work with you. It's not a cookie cutter event. It's actually really catered to exactly what you need. But everybody in the first one day, they get their brain tuned up. Get the brain working first. We say the brain first, and then everything else works so much better, and it holds. So we actually work with the 5 brains: the reptilian brain, the emotional brain, the creative, logical, and angelic brain. We get them to 100%. We get your neurotransmitters, all neurotransmitters firing at 100%. And then we start really looking at what's going on in your body, in your emotional and mental body. I know that's really a key for you. You're excited about that.
It is.
But, you know, some people come in and it's their hormones that they want to work on. So we're working on bringing the blueprint into balance. Sometimes, you know, like in the emotional body, there's something weird in the DNA, or there's something programmed into your cells. There's some trauma, and we can literally just remove it.
That's what's so fascinating to me, because you, when you were healing me, or activating me, I guess is a better term, you actually said that you saw things in me. What does that look like? And can we all learn how to do that? Or is it something that you teach us to do, or what's the process?
Well, yes and yes. And there are various levels. So I'm really excited to say that for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been just producing products like left and right. So there are a lot of things where you can come in on a beginner's level and to the website, and you'll find that there's like 27 MP3s that you can start learning. Like there's one called DNA and Stem Cell Regeneration that you can actually just upload and start learning how to do that.
For ourselves?
For yourselves.
And for other people around us? Or is that...
Yes, well, and you start with yourself.
Yes.
And even with my apprentices, and I do have some openings for apprentices, we start on our own body. And until we get kind of like really strong with knowing what we're doing, it takes about 3-4 months to really figure out what you're doing, period. And then you start practicing on other people. So you get it down on yourself before you start working on others, which is really exciting because you get to be healthy in the process.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so your apprentices, do they have special powers? Are they medical personnel, or who are you looking for apprentices?
Really, it's people who are already on some kind of a healing path. I'm looking for scientists and doctors. I'm looking for holistic practitioners, people who are natural healers. And really, they go through an application process, and we make sure that it's a good fit. So they have to really have a natural flair for, or it's just part of their nature to be a healer, or to, you know, want to affect wellness. So it has to come pretty strong to be an apprentice. And the apprentice is really, they're going to be the masters that are going out in the world. It's really a doctoral program that they're going through.
So you're teaching them actually how to use the divine human blueprint, and then how to activate those things?
Exactly.
Is it a new way of thinking for medical personnel and healers? What is this?
Yeah, surprisingly, it seems like, I guess it's new. The Human Blueprint, like I said, has been around since humankind. So it's the most ancient and probably the most accurate because it's the design we were actually created from. So it's got to be the most accurate. I guess it's new because we've had a long period of time where we've had amnesia. We haven't remembered the blueprint. And so what I'm doing is reminding people that the blueprint exists and then showing them what I've seen for myself. It's really funny. I've been writing a book this year, and I wrote 450 pages, and I had like 12 more chapters, and the publisher says, stop writing. We have to like cut this in a small, they want it in like half. And I was like, well, I didn't get the whole blueprint written out. So what we'll get this beautiful first volume, and then there'll be more volumes to follow. But what I'm really excited about is the blueprint gives a path for really restoring children who have never had a normal life, who have autism, a way out of autism. It gives a way to restore, I'm so excited because I've worked with 8 children this year who have gotten into having normal lives as a result of activating.
Are we talking seriously normal? Or, wow.
Normal.
But it doesn't work for everybody? I mean, can you actually say that it works for everybody? Or what is the crux? Do people have to believe in it? Do you have to know what's happening? Or do you just go, do it? Do it for me.
Well, you don't have to believe in it, but you, if your energy is low and negative, if you're more than doubting, you're like resisting, of course you can resist the activations. I had a lady who was so happy. She came to me 2 weeks ago, and she had really been in a stuck place, a dear friend of mine, and she'd been, just really stuck emotionally. She'd been really going through a depression, hadn't been able to book herself. She's a professional speaker. And she did one brain session with me, and we cleared some patterns. After the brain healing, we cleared some patterns for her. And within a matter of days, she had booked a couple of speeches and was back in her life. She was bubbly and happy and excited. Now, the funny thing was, they're really very, very devout Christians, and I don't know if she remembered that I'm an ordained minister because I don't use my ministry in this. This is for everybody, and I think about Jesus' message and how he meant it for everybody, and my message is for everybody. But her son said, well, I've never heard of anybody doing that so quickly. She must be working for Satan. And I was just, oh my God, no.
I know.
No, this is God. This is God energy, God light. We're meant to feel great in our body and to not have to strain and struggle and suffer. This program is really, it's for everyone. This human blueprint, it's what you already have, it's already inside you, so activating it to its highest expression, that 100% healthy, is what you're meant to enjoy. It's your gift from God. God gave that to you.
Yeah. So if you have that innate knowing or that little sense that there could be something more, that you could be living on all cylinders, maybe one area of your life is great, maybe you got career going great, but what about taking time for your family, and what about relationship? Well, that's why I'm working with you, and I can't wait for my one day with you to integrate everything. And I can't imagine what it would be like to be 100% in all aspects. Yeah. We're unstoppable.
Absolutely. Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thanks, and check out Julie Renee. Where can they find you?
www.julierenee.com.
And that's with 2 E's.
2 E's, RENEE. Thank you.
And we can't wait to read your book, and I can't wait to come and have my one day.
Yay!
Personal, not over the phone this time.
Yeah,
but it worked over the phone. And then to be, I want to be 100%. I want to see what I really am capable of.
Fantastic.
Well, thanks.
Yes.
Check her out.